Just kind of an introduction. I'm Michael, and I've been training here at Ames Racket for a year and a half with a personal trainer. Um, to this point, I've lost 94 pounds and 58 inches as of right now. I was at 60. I've gained a couple back with gaining muscle in my arms and things like that. My total body fat composition has decreased. I started off at probably around 42 to 45 percent, and now I'm down to 26.8. So it's been about 15 percent body fat loss, and that's a year and a half of work here. And there's been a lot of struggles. I can't wear anything that I first started working out in, or life, started when I went to work. So I'm 3 sizes smaller or more, depending. My pants probably more than that. So it's been fun because I get to get a new wardrobe all the time. That's also been a pressure that you're always getting a new wardrobe. So coming into training, I was worried about the cost, of how much it would cost as a grad student. I was a full-time PhD student. Worried. That's probably one of my main hesitations to signing up for training, and it actually took me a couple of weeks to think about it, and talking to the trainer that I did my comp session with about the cost and the benefits and everything like that. Looking back after, it's almost been a year and a half training now, there's no regrets. I mean, I think it's worth every bit of money that I put forward to this, and I see differences in my life. It's something that I've said I think I'll have a trainer for the rest of my life, just from the benefit, from the start to beginning, everything the trainers kind of helped me through physically and pushing me to continue to do things. So absolutely no regrets. And I tell anyone, don't focus on the money, think of what you can get out of life, and what you've been using that money for. If you weren't using it for training, you're using it to go out to eat or anything that's unhealthy, so it's absolutely worth the money. So starting off, kind of this whole journey of health, everything was about numbers, weight numbers for me, of getting on the scale and seeing the weight go down. And so that I lost 10 pounds in a month, or 8 pounds this month. So everything was very numbers based and numbers driven. And then that probably was true probably the first 60 pounds, and then it started to slow down. And so when slowing down, we started taking measurements more, because my trainer was able to see that the numbers weren't falling off the way I wanted them to. And so he had to explain to me, sometimes it's about your inches. It's not always about numbers. If you're gaining muscle, you're not going to lose the same amount of weight that you're going to lose originally. So now I think I look more at the body fat percentage after all this time. We did measurements yesterday, and so some of my numbers went up from the last time I measured. And I had to remind myself that my arms going up is a good thing, because that means I'm getting more muscles in my arms. And we've really been working on kind of glute and hamstring activation. If my hips and thigh went up, it could be because those muscles are getting bigger. But the total fat body composition went down. So when I took that last measurement and it's the fat composition, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm doing great. If the fat's still going off, I might be gaining inches, and not losing weight now. It's kind of incredible to think about that. I've lost 94 pounds in a year and a half, and kind of stayed there for a while, and about 56 inches, but that's after gaining some back after losing some. So the question I get a lot is, what does your trainer do? I think everyone comes in and thinks of the trainer of the Jillian Michaels, or those TV trainers that are screaming at their clients and go faster and go harder. And that was probably one of the reasons at first I was kind of hesitant to sign up with a trainer, just because I was so overweight and so out of shape. I can't run that long, or I can't do this for that long. But after meeting the trainer that I've worked with, that's not him. And I've seen a lot of trainers here, and that's not them. They do challenge you, but they challenge you in the way that you need to be challenged. Some people need that kind of pushing of, come on, 5 more, and there's trainers that do that, and then some people need that kind of quiet, all right, you only got 5 more to go, and just talking to you. So I think the trainer for me, my trainer, at first was kind of an accountability piece. I've always been a member of a gym since undergrad, many years ago. I've always had a gym membership, and I just never went. I paid for it and never went. And then this trainer helped me be accountable. I knew I was coming to see somebody at least once or twice a week. I worked out with him twice a week, so I knew he was going to check in. I knew he was going to check in on what I ate between then. Did I come do cardio? And then the trainers are always kind of around. They're working with other clients, so they see you when you're here. They see you when you walk in and they're at the front desk and saying, hey, I'm glad you're here, and I'm glad you're working out, and are you going to cardio dance today? Or are you doing this today? Or, you're doing intervals and things like that. So it's kind of he was an accountability piece, and even kind of he's been an educator all the way through of, this is what we need to do for your body. This is how we get you more healthy. And I would say he was a security blanket at first as well. When I think about going out into the wonderful world of weights, at first was a scary world of weights to me. And it was like, I'm not going out there. All those people are in shape. They're all, here I am, a little fat kid walking out into this weight world, don't know what I'm doing. And he was kind of the security blanket of, he knows what he's doing, and he could teach me and make sure I'm doing things correctly. So I never felt like people were watching me with my trainer. I always felt like he was just keeping me, and it was just about me and him working out together and not everyone else in the gym. As I've progressed, he's continued to challenge me and push me farther than I thought I could go. Always in where I felt like I was able to do it. He didn't push me past my what was physically comfortable, but he really just pushed me to do more than I ever thought I could do, and still educating me as I'm getting upset because I can't run as much, and we're talking about the hamstrings and working on hamstrings and glutes and all kinds of different things. So he's been an educator all the way through. He becomes a support system of when you get discouraged, I'm not losing weight. He's the person that you can talk to, or I could talk to about it, of I'm not losing enough weight like I used to. And then he says, well, that makes sense. Like, think about it. And really providing me with articles to read, or emailing me different articles. I know you were discouraged today about this, but here's an article you can read that talks about weight loss and all of this. So really just kind of that person that's an expert in the field that personalizes your workout to you. And it's not scary. I think everyone should have a trainer. It's just my personal opinion. Even if it's just once a week or every couple weeks, just somebody that's there kind of working with you with your needs. One worry was about time, how much time it would take to be at the gym, to work with the trainer. I think, would the trainer be working on my time, around my schedule, or would I try to have to work into what is already existing in his schedule? And I really feel, at one point I was, saw the sign that if it's important to you, there's always time, and if it's not, you'll make an excuse. And that kind of stood out to me, that my health is important to me, and I need to invest in myself. And then I realized that it's not a time commitment. It's actually something I look forward to coming to every day when I work with my trainer, or when I'm coming to work out between training sessions. I enjoy working out, and I never would have thought I would ever say that. Going to work out to me was always something I had to do, not something that I wanted to do. If I did go work out, it was like, oh, I'm punishing myself. And that really, my trainer really took that away, and he worked around my schedule. When I first started, I had a lot of classes and a lot of working, so there were nights that I couldn't get into the gym until 7. And he was like, if that's what time you need to work out, I'll be here at 7 at night, knowing that he had clients also that comes in at 5, 6 in the morning to work out. So I think the trainers are here any time that you're available. They work when the gym's open. They're pretty much working, or there will be a trainer here working. I think I've always seen, no matter how late I've been in, a trainer working with a client here, or how early it's been. Some days I come in at 6 in the morning, and they're already here working with their first client of the day, or they're getting their first client of the day. So there's really no excuse to me of time, and I know people are busy. I know there are plenty of people here that I've talked to that are busy with kids and full-time job and single parents and volunteering, and they still manage to get in here and work with their trainer and work out and do a class. And I really think if it is important to you, you'll find the time to do that. And if it's not, you'll make an excuse. And I think that's how I hold myself accountable too, of doing what to invest in myself. There's also kind of a lot of guilt that a lot of people think of. I can do this myself. I can lose weight. I can come exercise. And I think there are people out there that can do that, but for the majority of people, I mean, people that I see working here all the time, working out, lifting weights, big muscle men, I see them doing things wrong that potentially can hurt them. And I've learned that through my trainer of, oh, you're not supposed to do that with your back when you're lifting like that. Or, and I see it and I'm like, wow, they can really get hurt with that. So I think even the people that think I can do this myself, I put it in terms of, if I have a toothache, I will go to a dentist. So something is wrong with me, I need to get help. And no one judges me from going to the dentist. I'm not there trying to fill my cavity myself or trying to pull my tooth myself. So really, this is something your body needs help, and there are little things that I would have never known. I probably could have came in and started trying to run, and I would have injured myself. And really, did hurt myself at first of not knowing part of my body and pushing too hard, even though the trainer said, you should slow down on doing this. And I was like, oh, no, I'm doing cardio. It's good. I want to do this dance class, or I want to do this, and I want to do that. And, him trying to tell me, maybe you need to bike a little bit more. Maybe you should swim. You should do some cross training. You're going to hurt your knees. And that's what happened. And so I would say you come in, they're the professionals. It's their job. I'm always impressed of what my trainer knows about the body and how much he can tell me what muscle is working and what muscle should be working, and if this means this, or we need to work on this activating. So it's very impressive they're the professionals. If you're having something wrong with your body, you would go to a doctor, and there's no guilt in that. I think when you're trying to get healthier and more fit, whether that's losing weight or getting, better cardio or more muscle, whatever you want, there's a professional here that helps with that, and that's their job to know more than you.